Well, I'd like to use this drawing just to illustrate some of the problems you might come across if you're trying to make a CAD version of your logo. I think it's well worth doing because the CAD logo is very small, it lives with the drawing, and there's no need to have you load all the new drawings that you do in your consultancy. You don't need to load the image file. So here's the image file here. It's about 100 kilobytes in size, and what I'm trying to do is to match the font. And if I pick this one here, I've matched it to a style called Arial Unicode TTW, so it's a true type font, and I've done the same here. So if we look at format text styles, I had a couple of shots at it. I used a Arial narrow CAD font and then the Arial Unicode MS. So I tried on 2 occasions. Let me cancel from here. And remember, we're not interested in high resolution. This will just be a small logo down in the title block. So I set up some CAD text and popped it over the top. And that's not quite the match that I want. I do have control over height and width factor, but I think I can do a better job by, let's move that one out of the way, pop it down here and pick this other one, which is an Arial narrow CAD font. The first one was a true type font. So let's move that into position like so, and I'll bring it to the front, and you can see it's I think a much better match than we had before. So what I've done is to set it up, make a copy here, so all of the ingredients in this design have been replicated over there. So that's just a polyline with a fill, that's a polyline also with a fill, and in this case it's the Arial narrow CAD font, and as is that one. The difference here is that landscaping is in a matching color to the font in there, and I used if and view to pick up the color in here. We now want to, we've now got a CAD version of our logo. It's going to be quite small. The current file size is 14. It's going to be smaller when we get rid of the extra information here. And a next step is to just try it with a background color white I was working with, because it'll be used primarily in a layout space, but it's not a bad idea just to see how it's going with a black background, and I'm quite happy with that. So we now have a CAD version of this logo to finish up with. We'll grab all of that and save. File size has dropped to 13. It's a trivial thing, but it's 10% of the 100K of the original image, and it'll live with the drawing, so there's no danger of the path to the image file being lost, and it'll print nice and crisply. We can jump in and get accurate printing at any size that we want. So the next step is to incorporate that into a title block. Well, I've made a title block suitable for an A2 sheet and incorporated our logo into it, and it's a single drawing. Once a single drawing is brought into a design, it becomes a block. So let's have a look at a test drawing. Templates to create a new drawing, and here it is. I'm looking at an A2 sheet. Let's select this title block, which includes the logo, and we can, information on that title block has been done by using attributes, so we can just fill out project name, put caps lock on, and then hit enter, unselect all, and in goes the information in the title block. So let's have a look at printing it and see how our logo and title block performs. So it's just file and save as PDF, and the result I should be able to reach here. And there we are. We can remove that bit of advertising from the folks at Acrobat, and we can go view and zoom, marquee zoom, and just zoom on this part of the design, and there we are. You could argue perhaps that it's just getting a little fuzzy at that level of magnification, but once you bring the magnification level down, it looks absolutely fine. We've got a title, not a title block, sorry, a plant schedule over here on the left hand side, and if we zoom in here you can see I've got the height of text in there incorrect, but it needs to be run again. So Control 0 I think gets us to the full page. So there we have it, the new logo in use.